Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so I apologize for the impromptu live stream. I had like a small window of time, and y'all know, like, I got these issues with risk taking and risky behavior. So I'm like, let me try to see if I can get this done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to try to see if I can get this done in about an hour/hour 15-minute time. All right. So I'm gonna try to speed through this as fast as I can. All right. So shout out to everybody that's here. All right. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. All right. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the building early. Shout out to Tedra. It's good to see you. Shout out to DeAndre. I appreciate you enforcing the likes, bro. Please make sure you guys throw some like enforcers in the chat for DeAndre. Shout out to AB. What's good with it, bro? We got Hurricane IQ in the building. Shout out to Thaddeus. Shout out to, that looks like it. That looks like it. All right. So we got to talk about your boy, Elon Musk. The Musk U.S. government. Shout out to my man, Caldona. What's good with it? The Musk U.S. government value chain. Now, why do we got to talk about this? We got to talk about this because we got to ask the question, when it comes to all of the affluent people, when it comes to all of the billionaires, the United States is a post-racial society, according to the current individual who is running for president, Kamala Harris, and including another individual with very big gums and very small teeth, a guy named Tim Scott, right? They said that the United States is a post-racial society. How many people would agree with that? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, post-racial society, that means that no barriers and no constraints, no dangers, no inequalities exist as a result of racial demographics. Right? That's what that would mean. That's what that would translate to. Right? So now let me ask this question then. The question that we didn't have to ask is, when it comes to people like us, how many people like us have a direct value chain, direct access to the United States government or to other governments? How many of us have access to that? Also, how many of us have access to an amount of money or an amount of resources as large as Elon Musk? Now, why do I keep harping on this? I've been harping on this for a long time. Somebody like Elon Musk is able to utilize his resources to carry out harmful activities against people like us. And it'll just be okay. Let's say, for instance, you live in an area and come to find out that area is rich in some type of mineral. What's to stop Elon Musk from using his resources to get you off of the property? That's my question. Now, here is another question. Why don't people think about this kind of stuff? When you're trying to establish dominance or when you're trying to establish your presence, the very people who don't seem to have the marbles in their heads to try to figure this stuff out, they understand it when they're in this type of situation. As soon as you go to a place where you're not known, or as soon as you go to a place where people don't really know you very well, or they may not respect you, what do people do to establish dominance? You got to take out the top guy. You got to take out the top guy. Shout out to Vega. What's good with it, Vega? Would you guys agree? You on the wrong side of town. You in a place where a bunch of people from town are. Everybody looking at you funny. People mugging you. People bumping you. Place about to let out. People about to try to surround you. How do you deal with it? You get at the toughest guy. You get at the biggest guy. That's the facts, right? You go to jail. You in some particular part of the jail. You in some particular part of prison. There's somebody that's running things. There's somebody that's the biggest person there that everybody follows like a drone and everybody glazes like how they do on YouTube. How do you deal with it? You deal with the biggest guy first. Now, when it comes to on the world stage, you know what I don't see? I don't see people going after the biggest guy. And I don't understand that. And I'm supposed to be amongst other males, other men. Like, do you know how irritating that is? Like, do you know how enraging that is? This guy has the kind of resources to be able to put poison in people's food, to be able to put contaminants in the water, contaminants in the dirt. He can sell electronic products like Teslas, program them from a remote location. Could you imagine if this was the civil rights era and Elon Musk was a government contractor? You know how easy it would have been to take out MLK with a Tesla or take out Malcolm X with a Tesla? Where are people's minds? I'll tell you one place that they're not. They're not in people's heads. I'll tell you that. This individual here has a direct line to the government. Jeff Bezos does. Bill Gates does. Now, as much as they complain about DEI, you want to know something where there is no DEI? The oligarchs. There's no DEI in the oligarchs. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, and how did he get those resources? How did he get the resources? You guys know how he got the resources. How did he get them? Now, shout out to Torian. Torian says, gee, I wonder white, right? Now, he got those resources, right, as a result of his parents and their involvement in the apartheid, right? Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is that a fixed situation? Or can that, or are people able to combat that? Let me ask you guys this question. How does anybody who ever wins, or how does anybody who ever come away with a victory? How do they do it? They either outsmart, outmuscle, or cheat. Regardless, whatever it is that they do, so one person wins, the other person loses. Right? So now here's my question. Is what we're saying right now at this current juncture that the competition is over? Oh, yeah. And take a wild guess who said something about those black farmers. Of course, J.D. Vance. He said that dealing with them was racist, despite the fact that they were dealing with discrimination. But the fact that they were dealt with was racist. Let me ask you guys, why is it that people don't feel a need to have to mitigate this issue? I don't understand. I don't get it. Where's the sense of urgency? Where's the strategy? Shout out to Mike J. Prison politics is what they use. I would agree. If you got, and which makes sense, because if people believe what we say we believe, and we listen to Neely Fuller Jr. like we say we listen to Neely Fuller Jr., well, he says that the earth has been set up as a prison containment unit, a prison planet, right? But again, the people that say that they believe Neely Fuller Jr. and all these other people, you really don't ever hear them talking about this kind of stuff in this kind of context. So that leads you to question other things. Sometimes you get the answers, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want the answers, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get the answers that you want, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? So now, shout out to Torian. Torian says, when we do mitigate, it's referred to as reverse racism. They can throw tantrums and get their way like the spoiled brats that they're supposed to. If you ask me, a lot of those are cases where it's a case of black people giving white people white privilege. A lot of times those are cases of black people giving white people white privilege. Who cares what they refer to anything as? They refer to themselves as superior, are they? You know what I'm saying? Everything is relative, right? So Elon Musk, because he himself is a human platform, has recently decided to, quote unquote, reach out to Kamala Harris for a Twitter space. What do you guys think about that? We're going to take a look at this.
All right, Trump calling out Kamala Harris and the Democrats in that wide-ranging interview with Elon Musk.
Ty Pyro has the highlights.
Hey, good morning to all four of you, former President Trump and Elon Musk, delving into a roughly 2-hour-long conversation. More than 1 million people joining to listen in to the two men who spent a lot of time.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. I really want to know, what do people think? What is people's idea of what they think? What is people's idea of being able to provide for the next generation? That's my question for you guys. What do people think that they owe the next generation? Do people think that it's fair to bring another generation into a world of defeat? That's my question for everybody. Let me know what you guys think. Like, look at the movie The Matrix, right? Do you think that it's okay for people to bring another generation of people into the world that are indefinitely hooked up to the machines? Shout out to AW1. What's good with it, bro? That's my question. Yeah, and I got to agree. Torian. They were more interested in the quantity of people in that space rather than what was discussed. I would agree. And there wasn't much discussed. But the fact that the discussion was able to be had is problematic. And the fact that people really just don't see a reason to compete with any of this kind of stuff or have like cultural technologies of their own is even more problematic. Yeah, the world will continue to spin and people will continue to screw. So now here's my question. What does the future look like? Do people care about what the future looks like? What does the future look like? Yeah, I would tend to agree. The evidence is there. The evidence is there. People aren't very concerned with the future. They're not very concerned at all.
Discussing inflation. Watch.
The thing that they really is making them angry is what Kamala and Biden have allowed to happen to the economy. It's a disaster with inflation. The inflation, it doesn't matter what you make. The inflation has eaten you alive.
Trump slamming Harris for not doing an extended interview for more than 3 weeks.
You think Biden could do this interview? Do you think that Kamala could do this interview? They would take a pass on you.
They could not.
It's pretty sad when you think that somebody that does this for a living can't answer a question or is afraid to do an interview.
Musk inviting Harris to speak with him on X as well, but
so now you see this. So now Elon Musk has a direct line to politicians. Yeah, come on over to my house. We'll host the event. We'll host the event. We got a lot of people that are just hopeless spectators, man. It's annoying. How many people played sports like growing up? I can't be the only person. Was there any athletes in the building? What happens to people's competitive spirit, like from when they played sports to life? You know what I'm saying? Everybody always got these catchphrases. Dr. Claude Anderson, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Claude Anderson said racism is a team sport. Okay, we know how to play team sports. Except that one. Right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AW1. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show AW1 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man AW1 for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Now, let me ask you guys this question, right? If you looked at the world and the current situation today, and you look at our performance, quote unquote, as a team, what would you say that we made? Did we make regionals? Did we make the regional semifinals? Did we make the districts? Did we make state? Did we do any of that? We got any jersey, any banners hanging up in the gym? Let me know.
But she is unlikely to do so, considering she has not done an interview in 23 days since launching her campaign. But does it really matter? Harris did just get a glowing Time magazine cover without even being interviewed. It's a different tune from the press with previous headlines like this from the Washington Post. Remember, this was just months ago when the press was saying this, quote, "For the country's sake, Vice President Harris should step aside." Or New York Magazine making, quote, "the case for Biden to drop Kamala Harris." And
now look at, this is what we need to look at, right? I mean, a lot of these stories write themselves, right? Like, just simply keeping track of a lot of this stuff would, help a lot, right? Look at these past headlines about Kamala Harris. Shout out to Mike, second round conference tournament, man. What about AAU? Yeah, no postseason. Facts. No postseason, man. No postseason. We playing a little division tournaments that they have after the season for the teams that didn't make it. How many people like that? I don't like that. I think people do, though. I think that people do like it. I don't, but I think that other people do. You know what I'm saying? Now look at what people were saying about Kamala Harris just a couple months ago. Now let me ask you guys this: these are liberal media outlets: Washington Post, New York, the New York Magazine, New York Times. What happened since March, September, and February that's made Kamala Harris this amazing candidate? The NIT tournament facts, last name.
And the New York Times saying, quote, "Kamala Harris is trying to define her vice presidency. Even her allies are tired of waiting." Guys, much different than that Time magazine cover and article.
How do you get a profile piece without a profile?
Right. She wouldn't get into an interview. She would not do an interview.
Shout out to AW1. AW1 said, "What sports did you play growing up?" I played basketball and I was in martial arts.
It's
question.
unbelievable.
Thank you. Let's not be surprised. She didn't pose for the picture.
No.
They didn't even talk to her. They talked to Pete Buttigieg. They talked to somebody from CNN and a gun control advocate instead of talking to her. But don't be surprised that they gave her the cover of Time magazine. Remember,
we're not surprised.
Remember before Obama, he was given a Nobel Peace Prize before he did anything for peace.
For not being George Bush.
Yeah. And
But
so
at least,
she's running because she's not Joe Biden.
They keep making this comparison, but at least Obama, agree with him or not, at least he had that it factor. He had rallies where people loved him. He started as a state senator, worked his way up. There was a message behind him. You used to see everyone with the T-shirts and everything. And I don't see this big movement of Kamala, yet she gets to be on the cover with no interviews. At least Obama did interviews.
Yeah.
So now, what do people think about this situation here? Oh, yeah, and we're going to definitely get into that, Tori, and they go with the winning side. Like I said, no loyalty. Yeah, because Elon Musk did that, right? That's what this whole thing is about. Elon Musk literally did that. Now, why is Elon Musk kissing up to Trump all of a sudden now? Because remember, Elon Musk originally was a supporter of DeSantis and a supporter of Ramaswamy. You guys remember that? Now Elon Musk is singing the praises to Trump. Why? And shout out to everybody that's watching. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment and hit that bell. They go with the winning side. Right. Now, what's the value in going with the winning side? There's got to get something out of it, right? Or whoever they think can help them win. Facts. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people have read that Agenda 47? There's a lot of tech heavy initiatives in there, right? Now, who thinks that Elon Musk is doing all of this so that he can have a direct line to basically have access to the government checkbook and write his own checks? Now, here's a better question. Is that going to keep him rich that going to make him more rich? How's that going to work?
He did. Right. So she's got 80 plus days. She says, I'm going to talk to my people about doing an interview in August. Can you imagine that?
J.D. Vance did how many interviews on Sunday?
Yeah,
Donald Trump's been interviewed yesterday with Elon Musk.
Yeah, but for her, it's still working. I mean, she's not declining in the polls. She's gone up a little bit. She's kind of plateaued. And this is even an off week because it's not until next week with the DNC. They're going to roll out. Just imagine how Hollywood is going to present through videos and stuff like that.
Shout out to DeAndre, and shout out to DeAndre for actually watching it. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre says, hell, Elon was even on the call calling himself a former moderate Democrat. Now, let me ask you guys this question. This is one of the ways that I know that there is that people do not want to do the things that they say that they do, right? Let me ask you guys this question. How many people are willing to do recognizance where people like watch and pay very close attention to this stuff, do strategic analysis on it and break it down? Not very many people, right? Not very many people. How many people have ever done like market research? Or how many people have ever done financial analysis? It's not fun, right? What if you had to do that for your job? You just sit there looking at graphs and charts and trends all night. You know, I can't look at this stuff anymore. Well, if you can't look at this stuff anymore, then guess what? You won't get paid anymore because that's your job, right? Now, last time I checked, you know what I'm saying? If you are not a person that benefits from this, one could think of it as either their primary or secondary job to mitigate or deal with the situation that we have, right? But we deal with a situation where many people don't even have the attention span to be able to analyze what would be looked at as recognizance. Hardly anybody knows what the hell is going on. No one knows what's going on. And it's by choice. The internet is available to everyone. These conversations don't take place like in a vacuum. This is public access. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. What's good with it, Brooklyn Queen? Make sure y'all throw some liking forces in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. It's public access. Everybody can always find something better to do, which is amazing. It's amazing, right? The most pressing issue facing non-black people, or the most pressing issue facing black people and non-white people, right? You would think is WS, right? If we listen to what we say we listen to, and if we agree and believe what we believe, we believe, right? But many people move as if they don't have time for it. You've got your entire life for it. And after your life is over, it'll probably still be there because of failing to budget and dedicate the amount of resources in your life necessary to mitigate it. So here's my question. Is it urgent or is it not? I got to agree with AB. If you guys agree with AB, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. AB says, I disagree. We know exactly what's going on. We choose to ignore it. Yeah, the choice is there. And the choice is made. You know what I'm saying?
And speakers and everything else. What is going on with Kamala Harris? It's going to be, don't be surprised. Usually you get a bump after your convention.
But yeah, no doubt about it. It was tough for Trump to get a bump because he had nobody to go against.
Yeah.
A bump against who? He left. He bumped him right out. By the way, this is my analogy, and I think it might be brilliant.
Okay,
it's like trying to win American Idol without singing, just by going on stage and looking. And they're like, oh, that's the winner. Wait a second. They haven't started singing yet. And so we have no idea what she stands for, what she's going to do. But she looks the part. She looks great walking on stage. There, look at my guy. My coach is so happy. He's got like this way of clapping, which is so interesting.
Let's expand on that. Your candidate that's on American Idol that hasn't sung yet did have some songs. They were not hits.
Right.
They were so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what her record is.
Right. And then when she does sing, it sounds exactly like Trump.
Right.
Exactly. All of a sudden, she's a great singer.
So my analogy is somewhat brilliant because you're building on it.
Well, here's the thing.
Right.
She has presented an idea, a vision. The big question is that enough for a lot of people? Will a majority
What's
of people...
her vision?
Well, her vision is a brighter tomorrow, bro.
Shout out to TD. TD said, oh, word, so you want to drop this live stream about Elon Musk right after I get done doing my vote red, no matter who's live streaming in defense of Trump and Musk is on. Bet it's up. Well, my thing is, bro, is like, where is the competition? Where's the competition? I mean, my thing is, if they're going to do this and people are going to sit there and let them and then snivel about it, I mean, then that's an invitation for them to go ahead and do it. They are in a competition, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? To me, like, it is mind-boggling that so many people don't see a problem with the fact that Elon Musk has the amount of almost more money than some states' GDP. And instead, they choose to prioritize other things. I don't get it. Like, it is mind-boggling to me. It's only urgent when somebody is whining or doing a stream about it or something. Aside from that, everybody goes back to their simplistic, meaningless lives that are nothing more than a blip in the universe, and on the eternal timeline, nothing but a speck that nobody's going to remember. It's just wow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, a brighter tomorrow. So Annie's vision.
She hasn't gone into any specifics yet because then politically that's complicated.
Right.
And
so the sun will come out tomorrow.
That would
tomorrow.
Be Annie.
It's always a day away.
Yeah.
It is indeed.
Right.
Arf.
Right.
She keeps changing her positions because she knows if she sticks to the way she's voted her entire political career, then they will lose.
That's why she didn't get the nomination the first time. And they grabbed Joe Biden from oblivion and said, you can at least pretend to be a moderate. You don't have to campaign. What do you think? He said, yes, I'll do this for 4 years. I'll put Kamala Harris and brings Kamala Harris. And for 3.5 years, people have been trying to get rid of her. And in fact, the LA Times headline was the incredible disappearing vice president. And now, without even any warning, they told us she's half Margaret Thatcher, half Indira Gandhi. Well, so congratulations.
The offer still stands on this program. If she ever wants it, we just want to ask questions. We don't want to fact check. We want to push back. Really, just ask. Just give us.
It's so tragic. It's funny. Have you ever seen something that's just so you kind of just laugh because it's so pathetic? You like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like this is, you know what I'm saying? Like that's pathetic. That's not gonna make it another couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's on a, you know what I'm saying, on a universal scale. You know what I'm saying? That's us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how comfortable people are with it. Like, it is wild, man. Like, basically, like, when it comes to Elon Musk, it's like, yo, this dude is hoarding all of the food. How many people have ever heard of the Sedvar seed vault? If you guys have ever heard of the Sedvar seed vault, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, give me a thumbs down. Now, shout out to Jay, right? Jay says 60% of Americans are too politically stupid to vote. The slay queen and make America great cowards. Yeah, I agree. So now here's my question, right? If us are so smart, right, because of the 80-20 rule, right, 20%, right, hold the majority of the power, right, 80% make up the majority of the population, Puerto's principle, 80-20 rule, right? If that's the case, and we consider ourselves as somewhat informed, based on the Puerto principle, we should be able to make some type of noticeable impact. You know what I'm saying? Right? You would think. Shout out to PD that remains. What's good with it, bro? Right. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, but remember, Rob, the so-called high IQ crowd thought the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare were two different things. Right. And on this Zoom or on this Twitter space, basically they said that inflation is created by the factors that create a deficit. You know what I'm saying? But again, I want you guys to this is where this is important, right? So what we're proving is that the IQ there is not that high. It's not that high, right? But somehow the status quo has stayed the same forever. So basically, like, we're at a zoo, right? We're at a zoo. The earth is a zoo. We're at a zoo. We're humans, right? And the primates are running the zoo. We're in if we believe the logic that we say that we believe, we are in a Planet of the Apes situation. that's not imploding anytime soon. I don't understand how that works. Somebody's doing something right. Somebody's doing something wrong. Somebody's doing something very wrong. Somebody's doing something very right. You know what I'm saying?
Something. Let us know where you stand.
But we do,
have
we do have some segments booked, like the back to school segment.
That's correct.
We can't put her anywhere.
That's right.
Right. I would agree. I would agree that money doesn't equal intelligence. What I would say would equal intelligence is adaptability, critical thinking, adjustment, evolution, survival, the ability to change direction quickly, the availability to spot trends in data. Now, here's my question. Out of all of those things, out of which of those do we use to cause an impact to the situation that's encapsulating us? That's my question. Let me know what you guys think.
So
That's right.
if she does come on, we just need some warning.
I will tell you this: our bookers call them every day.
Every day.
Every day.
All right, so yeah, Elon Musk has invited Kamala Harris to a Twitter space. According to Fox, they invite Kamala Harris to some type of interviews, right? Still haven't heard from her. The fact that Elon Musk is a civilian, right, and he has the access to be able to do this kind of stuff, it's really weird. It's really weird. He's talking directly to the United States government. We can't even get our elected officials to do anything for us. My question is, when do people start playing a different game? When do people start playing a different game? As much as people watch sports, man, if you got a bunch of three-point shooters, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to play man-on-man or are you going to play zone? And then if you keep playing zone and they keep popping threes once they get over the half-court line, are you going to just complain like all they can do is shoot threes? Look at Golden State. All they can do is shoot threes. That's all they can do. That's enough to beat you. That's enough to beat you. That's enough to take you to the NBA Finals a bunch of times and win. Is what that is. You know what I'm saying? They might not have any dunk skills. They might have low field goal percentage. They might never dunk the basketball at any time during the year. But guess what? They got enough three-point skills to beat you year after year. And all it would take is a very simple fix. Get you some tall guards. Play man-on-man. Don't let them be open outside. Nah, we're just going to keep playing zone. We're just going to keep playing zone defense. And then talk about these advantages that they got. Well, Steph Curry's dad was an NBA player. You know what I'm saying? His dad was an NBA player. He was just born into greatness. You mean to tell me, like, you still can't play man-on-man defense? Yeah, shout out to Jagetto. What's good with it, bro? Jagetto says Netanyahu invited Musk to his BS Congress speech. I mean, inviting civilians. Who out of us gets invited to any of this stuff? Elon Musk sits there and talks about anti-white racism, man. That's the Elon Musk. He's a fragile dude. He talks about anti-white racism, and this dude gets invited to places that certain countries don't even get invited to. What? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. We in a twilight zone, man. We in a twilight zone. We in a twilight zone, and we in a twilight zone, and a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. If the results are futile, let me ask you guys this. If the results are futile, is what we do a waste of time? People could be enjoying their family. People could be enjoying their life. It's not forever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Torian. Torian says, because we are still seen as nothing but entertainment. Remember those two black girls who solved the impossible math problem? They tried to usurp them by saying this PC man solved it a decade ago. Now, here goes my thing, right? My question for everybody. Oh, yeah. I don't have the ability to bulldoze my way in right now, but I'll tell you what, as soon as I do get that ability to bulldoze my way right in, trust me, I'm going to definitely do it. And I hope the area that I bulldoze my way through has a whole bunch of people standing there not expecting the wall to blow up right in front of them. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that metaphorically, YouTube manual reviewer. So now here's my question. What do we see these two black girls who solved the impossible math problem as? What do we see them as? In my opinion, when we assess something, what other people feel or how they see should never even be taken into consideration. What can we do with those girls? What kind of math, science, physics program, job, computer engineering program can we put them in? How can we develop them? What kind of value chain can we offer them? They get to get sentenced to a career at Tesla. You know what I'm saying? They get to get sentenced to a career at Tesla. And then when they work there, they get scrutinized by the very people that they made look great, because the people that they made look great don't have a tech company for them to go work at. You know what I'm saying? Oh, those two girls, they're so brilliant. Look at what they're doing. They're solving math problems. They're doing X, Y, Z. I'm so disappointed they went to go work at Tesla. What was they supposed to go do? Work at FDMG space shuttles? They're supposed to work at diaspora sprockets? Where was they supposed to go? That should have been there, laid out right there for them, so they could transition right from the fame, right from the accomplishment of doing something amazing, right into a career where they could get cultivated and that action potential fully utilized. But that is absent. That is absent. So then you go work for Pfizer, and Pfizer gets all of your accolades. They get all of your intellectual property, and it's just okay. It's just okay. When will people start to recognize the need that if the United States is not going to create social safety nets, then maybe we need to create our own safety nets? And why is it that a person that sees a problem with this outdated way of thinking, of accomplishing and doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? That person is the odd man out. That person ain't on code. Shout out to Torian. To be honest, bro, I wouldn't even go to, I don't know any black billionaires that's around right now. I wouldn't even go to none. I would try to make myself a black billionaire so that I could do my own production and create my own products, get my own patents, all of that stuff. I don't know none of these people that's out here nowadays. And honestly, I don't even know if I could trust them. We don't have a peer network. When you Elon Musk, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask you guys this. The only time Elon Musk says, that like white people don't do something right or something like that is if there's a situation where, I don't know, maybe you got some liberals doing some weird stuff, whatever, right? But aside from that, You don't see Elon Musk like going around saying wild stuff about black people. Man, you can't get black billionaires to stop talking crazy about black people first and foremost. Why do I want to deal with some black people that, you know what I'm saying, are you know what I'm saying? They only black in appearance. Because that's a lot of them. They sit there and talk about black people just as bad as WS people. I don't want to deal with nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. A lot of black people that's not affluent talk like that. They talk crazy, man. Walk past a conversation at a barbershop or something, man. You got a bunch of old wild Irish rose, still reserved, 2 teeth in their mouth, old dudes sitting around talking insane. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you just got a stack of Nobel Prizes that you won during your lifetime on a shelf somewhere, right? Next to your crack pipe, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, because of just the thick, copious layers of idiocy, we got to get through that before we even deal with like the Elon Musks and all that. And Elon Musk ain't the last boss in the game. He ain't the last boss in the game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Soapbox Moments. Appreciate you, bro. Those some liking forces in the chat for Soapbox Moments. Now, Elon Musk got a direct... Now, why am I asking this, right? Why am I asking this? Somebody in the comment section mentioned Amazing Lucas, right? And Amazing Lucas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on with him, man. He's saying weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? But some of the critiques that he has made are some legitimate critiques. Some of them are legitimate critiques. I don't think that he went about it necessarily the right way. I mean, I don't think that like spiraling out of control and just attacking everybody who has a difference of opinion than you, calling them COINTELPRO when you just decided to actually be on this side of the tracks a couple, you know what I'm saying, just in the recent times. I don't think that that's the wisest thing. I don't think it's the best idea to be a rookie trying to tell the vets what to do. I don't think that that's really the best idea. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand the critiques though, and I understand the frustration. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the specialist. One of the things that Amazing Lucas said that I actually agree with is people are not coming to these politicians. Now, you got to look at the reason. You got to look at the reason, the hows and the whys of people not coming to the politicians. What is the politician's motive to come and talk to us? How would a politician come and talk to us? What would a politician come and talk to us about? What would they come and talk to us about? Let's just say a politician wanted to give us $1 billion to get into renewable energy. Who's gonna get into renewable energy? We can't even get people to talk about renewable energy, or even listen to discussions about renewable energy. This is the truth. This isn't me bashing anybody. This is just actually me being consistent with reality, something that people have hurt people by not doing for a very long time. Coddling does not do anyone any favors. And people want coddle culture. We got the hip hop feud between black people and Latinos, and everybody's sitting up there singing that Big Pun classic song, "It's So Hard." It's not hard. It's not hard at all. What's hard is to be competitive in a festering, sinking ship like this. That's what's hard. You know what I'm saying? That's what's difficult. Dealing with this is not. It's getting people to believe that they can deal with it. That's the difficult part. The ship is going down. You tell somebody, hey, go throw some boxes, you know what I'm saying, off the deck over there. We're going to take out this, we're going to cut this part off over here. We're going to line these wood planks up over here. We're going to get all of the safety rafts and line them all up together. I don't want to do all that, man. The ship going down. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. The ship going down. Man, by the time you keep crying about the ship going down, everybody will be drowned. When all you had to do was just make a couple adjustments. Put the rafts over here. Rope this over here. Take these two doors off. Drill a hole right there. Move half the weight on the boat over here. Move the other half over there. People rather watch the boat sink than fix it. That's the problem I got. Now, to the people that want to fix the boat, do you think that you should sink and drown? And the last thing that you experience is a nice, comfortable lung full of water because a bunch of other people don't want to contribute? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that if you try to get everybody together and you see no one wants to cooperate, you know what you do? You let them do what they're doing. You go get you one of those life rafts and you take it and get as far away from the boat as you can. That's what you do. That's what you do. And don't look back.
O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures. Kevin, talk to us about the reaction from the inflation reading we got this morning, the first of the two reports showing a little bit cooling more than expected. What does that mean for you in terms of how many Fed rate cuts you're thinking we'll get?
I don't think it's enough. I mean, the debate amongst investors right now is in September going to be a 50 basis point cut or 25. What this report tells me, and you look at the bond rates, the 2 and the 10-year, inflation is very, very, very sticky. And it's very difficult for the Fed to maneuver here because their mandate is 2%, not 2.5%, not 2 3/4, 2%. So do they take the brakes off now and just start cutting right now? I think it's iffy. I'm kind of in the maybe 25 basis point, wait and see. But
so now let me look. Let's look at all these, right? That's on the screen here. We got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We got the S&P 500, right? And we got the NASDAQ Composite. Now, why am I asking about those? I'm asking about those because it's going to be companies that are within those indices that are going to be the companies that more than likely get a lot of these contracts regardless of who becomes the president. Regardless of who becomes the president. No one gets more tangibles than corporate America, right? Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. No one gets more tangibles than corporate America. Corporate America probably gets the most tangibles. People talk about tangibles. They get a tangible. They get a lot of tangibles. Tax deductions, tax refunds. Shout out to Al McCowan. What's good with it? Low income, low interest loans. A lot of different things. Right? I would say that corporate America probably gets more quote unquote tangibles than private sector America. Would you guys agree? I would say that. I would say that corporate America probably gets more tangibles than private sector America. Now, if we know that corporate America more than likely gets more tangibles than private America, wouldn't it make sense to say, hey, statistically, the highest likelihood of getting tangibles in this country seems to be if those tangibles are associated with a business entity? Wouldn't that make sense? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, give me a thumbs down. But what's fascinating about that is that you don't really see people trying to advocate to get tangibles through those means. Why not? Let me ask you guys this. Now, Elon Musk made his money, right, with the the handouts that he got from his parents and from the United States government, right? Emerald mines and apartheid South Africa and all that, right? What about Sam Walton? What about Michael Dell? What about them guys? What about Sam Walton and Michael Dell? How'd they make money? What about Steve Jobs? One thing that all of those individuals have in common is that all of the companies that they ended up either improving to a successful level or the companies that they ended up building, they're part of all of these right here. They're part of these stock markets. Let me ask you guys this question. I've asked this question multiple times. What stock market are, quote unquote, our companies on? You see, they knew that that question was coming. That's why the live number went down. Which, I mean, I don't know why the live number would go down because of a question. I mean, it's just reality. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. What are people watching politics for? People are not watching politics to take notes, to become better players. No one's trying to become a better player, at least when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to getting some females and stuff like that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? People trying to improve, becoming a better player. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this, and people ain't trying to become a better player. People ain't trying to become a better player. And that's cool. But my thing is if that's the case, then just, you know what I'm saying, just admit it. Man, look, I'm just trying to slide through here. I'll be the first one to tell you, man. Somebody, I walk in my job, yo, what's up, y'all? What's good? Hey, what's good, Rob? What's going on with you? Nothing. I'm just trying to slide through my shift. I'm not about to sit there and lie to you and act like I'm about to be super employee. I'm about to be some type of wild, crazy, you know what I'm saying, first team all-star employee of the month. I'm not doing that. I'm doing exactly what I said I was doing when I walked in the door. I'm trying to slide through to the end of my shift. That's it. If people trying to just slide through to the end of their life, why don't they just say it? I don't understand. Somebody be like, yo, what's good? I'm all right. It's going to be a lazy day today. What do that mean? I mean, I'm not going to do too much. I'm going to do the bare minimum. 1-800-GENERAL now. That's what you're getting. I'm saying this up front. My question is, why don't more people say this up front? What are people really see? Look at the pixels in the screen, little dots that connect, you know what I'm saying? And they create the images that we see on the screen. What are people actually looking for with politics? What are they looking for? What are they trying to do? They can't be trying to do too much, right? They can't be.
That report, while interesting, there's still a lot of inflation in the system.
Kevin, we're putting up boards of how the markets have moved this year, this week, this month. Ultimately, the sell-off that we saw last week, we've recouped all those losses already. It was kind of spurred by that weak jobs report. But having said that, investors are right back in the game. If you want to get in the market here, did you miss your chance, or do you think there's still opportunity?
Now, the best opportunity, if you ask me, to have gotten in the market was when that crash happened. Now, let me ask you guys this question. I know a couple of us got in the market when the crash happened. How many people got into the market when the crash happened? If you guys got into the market when the crash happened, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Caldona. Caldona says, I think the slide through life people are hesitant to declare that, kind of like the corrupt and evil through life are hesitant to say that out loud. Do you really? Maybe Caldona, maybe the slide through life people. Maybe. I might have to agree with you on the slide through life people. The corrupt and evil through life people, I don't think that they're hesitant to say it out loud. Elon Musk literally said on a tweet, we'll run a coup on whoever we want to. I mean, it don't get more bold and brazen than that. I'm not going to be funny, but like people need to really kind of watch Elon Musk right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's getting kind of close and in proximity with a lot of politicians and a lot of people in government. I mean, he's probably able to, with his corporations and companies, run a coup on the U.S. government if he wanted to. I ain't mad at it, Cameron. At least you got into something. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 36 people watching and we got 31 likes. If everybody could bang on the like button and get us to 60, that'd be wonderful.
Oh, there's opportunity. Remember, it's not the Fed ultimately that drives equities. It's earnings. That's what makes it move. And so people are trying to guess what is the story on earnings. And right now, the economy, you know, although there's some weakness in consumer data, is remarkably resilient, particularly around the promise of AI productivity in the next 2 years.
We've only been talking about that forever, right? We've only been talking about that forever. We're going to talk about it some more, but let me just run this back. We've only been talking about this forever. So now let me ask this, right? This guy just said this. We've been talking about this forever. Shout out to everybody that's been around for a long time. Cameron been here forever. AB Promotions been here forever. I don't know if DJ Elmo in here. DJ Elmo been here forever. Jay Ghetto been around. Jaghetto been around on and off for a while. Al McCowan been around forever. Brad been around forever. If I'm not, I think Brad, you know what I'm saying, been around since even before I used to do YouTube content. Jay been around forever. DeAndre been around forever. We've been talking about this stuff. We've been talking about this stuff. People don't listen. They don't care. They don't care. We was never told. I got the video to prove that you were. You know what I'm saying? I got the videos to prove that you were. And even if you didn't listen to my videos, there's other videos out there with people talking about this stuff. These are entry points into trying to have a strategy to create wealth. You got to start from somewhere. You got to start from somewhere, man. And here go the issue. People fail to start. People fail to start. They act like somebody else supposed to put the keys in the car and press on the gas, fuel injection, pump the gas until, you know what I'm saying, some fuel go in there and start that bad boy up. Man.
Although there's some weakness in consumer data, is remarkably resilient, particularly around the promise of AI productivity in the next 2 years. The market looks out about 2 years, as far as it can see. What has been destabilizing are two things. That sell-off was a result of two things. One, the extremely high price earning ratios of 8 or 9 tech stocks that are over 40 times when really the market trades at 30. So when those things go down, it pulls down the full S&P 500. But also, we lack policy as investors. I don't care if you're blue or red or independent.
We lack policies as investors. They're not the only people. We're not the only people that are looking for policy. Shout out to Jaghetto. Most people really don't care about anything, bro. It's sad. Yeah, they don't care about anything except for validating their confirmation biases. That's what people care about the most. Confirmation biases do a very good job of protecting people's emotional instability and emotional fragility. And so protection of confirmation biases is paramount for a lot of people. More people than I'm comfortable with. You know what I'm saying?
We need to know everybody's policy, and that's what we're starving for. Now, most of us make the assumption that Harris and her team will give us platform policy after the convention. So we're waiting for that. If she doesn't, that'll get a little crazy because they're going to.
So now, again, I want people to pay close attention to this. This investor guy here on Fox News is saying, well, okay, as an investor, I'm waiting for the Harris team to drop some policy. Everybody's waiting for Harris to drop policy. But we're supposed to already have some type of predetermined idea of what we're supposed to do in this situation. Let me ask you guys this question. On YouTube, anywhere where you're watching, are people looking at, we're going to look at the market, look at semiconductors. Semiconductors, what is that contingent on? That's contingent on a lot of Asian geopolitics, right? A lot of Asian geopolitics. A lot of semiconductors, you know what I'm saying, manufactured in Taiwan. China's trying to take over Taiwan. We know this, right? This is how the geopolitics influences the market, because everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. But Tesla and Figaro said that black people don't have time to be worrying about geopolitics. Semiconductors on the screen. What we going to do? Oh, well, we're going to see how we're going to invest. We're just waiting for some policies to come out. Kamala Harris don't have no policies out yet. Shout out to Al McCowan. The world is going tech. That's one of the reasons why Trump picked JT Vance. Besides cooning and buck dancing, what other... Listen, this is going to sound bad, right? But it's just a speculation. And here's the thing. Regardless if people like it or not, I'm allowed to speculate. Now, people say that Trump not picking Tim Scott and Byron Donald is racism, right? It's racism. They buck danced. They racist. Trump racist. Now, I think that Trump is racist, right? I'm going to just put that out there. I think that he is. You know what I'm saying? I think that most people are. You know what I'm saying? Most people like Trump, I believe they are. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. But I could be wrong. Right? Which is why I said I think. I said I don't know for sure. Right? Now, let's look at Tim Scott. What does Tim Scott offer besides a very small set of teeth that are so small they'll fit in a case that is about the size that will fit your glasses? Tim Scott. You know, he would have to go to a leprechaun to get a pair of dentures made custom if he ever needed one, because his gums are so big and his teeth are so small. Besides buck dancing and cooning, what else does he offer? We got to hit him with the Kevin Samuels. What do you bring to the table? What does he bring to the table? Well, I don't bring anything to the table except for my tiny teeth. Tiny teeth, Tim. That's it. Well, sorry, Tim. It's not very much that I can do with tiny teeth, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? It's not very much that I can do. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Byron Donald. What does Byron Donald bring? Nothing. Nothing at all. Byron Donald is split. He is split off of 2 shots of cognac. I at least need somebody that can handle a 5th of liquor. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be going to a lot of engagements, a lot of stuff, a lot of people drinking whiskey and bourbon. You got to at least be able to drink more than 2 cups before you start saying wild stuff. I mean, I can't even bring you around people. You take 2 cups, 2 shots of Hennessy, and you're sitting up there talking about we want to bring Jim Crow back. You sound insane. I can't do it with you, Tim. Sorry. Or I can't do it with you, Byron. Sorry. Now enter JD Vance. JD Vance got all the tools ready to make tech connections. JD Vance said that Trump was the mustache guy. He said that he basically was a never Trumper. Tim's tiny teeth Tim and buck dancing Byron Man, they buck danced every opportunity that they could get. They was constantly dancing, you know what I'm saying, with the banjo like Daffy Duck. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they got a chance. Okay, but now that the show's over and I need something of substance, y'all don't have anything of substance. You were able to be used for what it was that you had that you could offer. You don't have any tech connections. You don't have any connections. Tim Scott, you don't even have any romantic connections. You are with some woman who is a single mom that looks like she had her face sitting out on a porch to be sun-dried, like a green tomato waiting to turn red. That's what you bring to the table. I can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with that. Sorry. I don't have any use for a buck dancing, not only a buck dancing Sambodian simp. I don't have any, there's nothing I can do with that. You've exhausted all of your usefulness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been real. Then you got Byron Donald. They already sit up there calling Trump a racist, right? That's the last thing that you need is this buck dancing moron to drink one too many shots and be sitting up there talking about. Now, crime was down when the KKK was on patrol. I said crime was down when the KKK was on patrol. You don't need that. Trump already say enough stupid stuff and get himself in trouble with it. Trump and Byron Scott, that would be Trump and Byron Donalds, that'd be ridiculous. There would just be an ongoing conveyor belt of idiocy that would make so much of a media avalanche, it would be insurmountable. There's got to be somebody that not only even things out, but to be able to unlock a value chain. That J.D. Vance. So now, you know, there's hows and whys to a lot of these things. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Lakers. And Byron Scott was actually a good player. That's old school. That's like James Worthy. That's like James Worthy and Vlade Divac. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. Shout out to Hurricane. Exactly. It makes more sense now why he chose JD. Yeah. Now, somebody will sit there and tell you, well, you know, yada, 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 right? But a lot of times things are more complicated than what they seem. Let me ask you guys this question. The connections that J.D. Vance has, do Byron Scott, or I said Byron Scott again, do Byron Donald and Tim Scott have those? And I keep mixing up Tim Scott too. Do they have those connections? The only connections that they have is they have connections to their buck dancing ancestors like Sambo. You know what I'm saying? They tap those ancestral Sambo energies and start buck dancing. That's it. Nobody wants that. It's good, you know what I'm saying, while the show is on, but when the show is off, don't nobody want that. Let me ask you guys this. Do Tim Scott and Byron Donald have the plug to be able to plug in somebody that's running with them to millions and billions of dollars of campaign funding? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Shout out to DC. DC says, yeah, right. What connections do they have other than their lips on pale cheeks? And look at J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, when J.D. Vance goes home at night, his lips ain't on pale cheeks. J.D. Vance says WS people attack his girlfriend or attack his wife. You know what I'm saying? Byron Donald and Tim Scott say that, you know, not a racist world. J.D. Vance says, you know, white supremacists coming at my wife. Am I lying? Right? People might not like how that sounds, right? Whatever. Am I lying? Byron Donald, Tim Scott sit up there saying that white supremacy don't exist. Trump's running mate says white supremacists attack his girlfriend, attack his wife. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Platform policy after the convention. So we're waiting for that. If she doesn't, that'll get a little crazy because there's going to be a lot more volatility in the market because we don't know where she stands. I mean, she's done a great job raising money and getting volunteers, but at some point you got to talk to a reporter. I don't know when that is, but I assume, like everybody else, it's going to be after the convention.
Kevin, let me ask you about that because Harris and her team are saying, hey, she's turned over a new leaf. This is not the Kamala Harris of 2019. She's something different. Of course, she embraced the no tax on tips idea. Do you think we have a different Kamala when it comes to the economy?
Well, she can say that through her, spokespeople, but I'm a show me person. If you've really changed, if you're really going to the middle with policy, show me. Get in front of a reporter. Let them ask you some questions and give your platform out. Last time she tried to do that in 2020, she flamed out pretty fast. So if she's really changed and learned something in the last 36 months, we're all going to find out. And remember, when it comes to investing, I'm bipartisan. I'll invest with Democrats or Republicans, but I got to know the.
Now, see, he says when it comes to investing, he'll invest with Democrats or Republicans. Now, here's my question. What's wrong with that? Now, let me ask you this. You see he right there on Fox, right? Anybody shame him about it? Anybody shame him about it? Anybody tell him your mother, your mama a conservative? Anybody tell him that? He said, I'm going to invest where I'm going to make the money at. Sounds like leverage. Yeah. Now, they'll tell you, forget diversity, equity, and inclusion, except for when it comes to my portfolio. My portfolio, I need that -1 risk correlation. I need those beta averages lined up perfectly. Shout out to Soapbox. Soapbox says, no one's going to shame Mr. Wonderful. Well, and I'll tell you what else. No one would shame us if we was not allow people to shame us. Right. Hey, Cameron said, he said, no matter who wins, it's going to smell like curry and body odor around here. Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So, yo, check this out. We about to end this right here because I got to get going. I thought I was going to be able to finish this. Still got a couple of parts to go, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to schedule this bad boy to start tomorrow a little bit before the other live stream. Matter of fact, I'm going to push the other live stream back about an hour, and we're going to finish this one up before the next one. All right, because we got to go into this, man. We got to go into this because there's more here, and we got to start getting people to see like the problems that people see in the world. Those problems that you think are problems are not actually problems. Those are distractions. Everybody be like, this is a distraction. No, this is a distraction, man. Listen, man, let me ask you guys something. If people been doing these things religiously and relentlessly for like the last, 6-7 decades, and nothing has been accomplished, no giant strides have been made, people are acting urgent, like, oh my God, we got 1 year to get things together. Somebody's failure to plan does not constitute an emergency on anybody else's part. It doesn't. Failure to plan is just your failure to plan. It's not somebody else's emergency. It's your emergency. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, shout out to my man AW1. All right. With the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. We're going to bring it back, like I said, tomorrow before the other stream. All right. Because I'm going to have to get the other stream together because my computer crashed and all kind of insanity happened. So, you know what I'm saying? But we got to look at this stuff, man, because we got to figure this stuff out. We got to figure this stuff out. you know, people always say like, oh, well, you know, like, people don't respond to us or people ignore us or this, that, and the other. Let me ask you guys this question. When is the last time you responded, quote unquote, to a mosquito? Did you respond to a mosquito ever? Or you just smack it if it bites you? You just smack it, right? Right? You don't respond to it. Hey, mosquito, listen here. We're going to have a talk. Nobody does that. So kind of got to scale that conversation up, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee. That's on Kiwi. That's on mamas. Nigga, don't believe me? Come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for a feature. That's like every other week. Talk behind my back. I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey.